the best league in the world. The Philippines have become the undisputable kings of MLBB. With M4 World Championship around the corner, Pinoys will be looking for their third triumph in a row. Interestingly enough, two world champions step forth to the occasion. M2 champion KarlTzy looking to reclaim his throne in his new squad MPL PH. Then, of course, there's a team that took 2021 by storm, dominating the worldwide scene, coming short only in MSC 2021 to Execration. Yes, it is Blacklist International with their full power 2021 M3 lineup: Oheb, Wise, Oh My Venus, Hadji and Edward. Today I shall review MPL PH. We will see how much things improved from the days of Sunsparks and Bren before the franchising of the league. Alright, let's do this. Hosts, analysts, and commentators, it's a show. Yeah, the peak of professionalism. PH production improved a lot from the already impressive Season 4. Beautiful studio, with great casters in both English and Tagalog streams. I have only one nitpick about Season 10. It's the analyst room during the regular season. In my time watching the early regular season, your analyst shared his insights in a small, tidy room. This was probably the only hitch I felt, besides the somewhat inconsistent quality of streams, where the English casters sometimes went really quiet or even mute for several minutes due to some technical issues. More on that just in a moment. Back to the analyst. It looked like the guy analyzing the match was just thrown in some random basement. In playoffs, analysts moved to a green screen, so much better. Whilst I am of the opinion you should avoid too much CGI and green screen, I will pick impressive looking GCI over a random basement any day of the week. This CGI is miles ahead of MPL Mina. I like the animated heroes popping up next to the analyst in real-life heights. I don't talk about stream quality on my videos for one simple reason. First, allow me to tell you a story. I love space. That thing where all the stars, planets, comets, etc. are located. Sometimes I tune into NASA streams and let me tell you, MPL PH has 10 times more professional stream production than a multi-billion state-funded organization. When I tuned in to watch the first images coming from a James Webb Space Telescope, the NASA stream was lagging to hell. It was unwatchable and it didn't even support 1080p or HD resolution. I waited so many months for this moment, and all I got was 50 minutes of worthless talking about nonsense, and 10 minutes of actual information about JSWT images. Thanks NASA. I digress. As long as I can watch MPL games in good quality with little to no lagging, I am 100% okay. MPL PH is the second largest MPL region MLBB popularity-wise. I repeat, MPL region, not a region in general. If that would be the case, I assume India could be theoretically bigger, despite the MLBB ban. 150,000 viewers on average tuned in to watch MPL PH streams, that's a lot. About 7 times more compared to MPL Malaysia. With the recent franchisement of the league, I suspect this number is bound to go up a good chunk in the upcoming year or two. Season 4 had pretty much everything. What I missed was some sort of host studio, something like Mara Aquino has these days, as well as an analyst studio. The biggest hitch is the lack of an official stream record. No records or videos on demand make my research more stressful, as I might miss an important detail, and it's sad I have to search YouTube in hopes of finding older seasons. I didn't even mention this in my previous videos, as I always found stream records to be a matter of course, and the other MPLs I visited so far always save their streams on YouTube. I'm glad we can see stream replays nowadays. I digress. Even back in the day, the production value was there, and Season 4 pleasantly surprised me. Regular season. Fully on stage, teams face each other twice. truly the golden MPL standard, period. This is exactly what I want to see. Great production value and high interactivity between the audience and players. Game series are always nice to watch thanks to the electrifying cheering coming from the fans. Season 4 regular season also had players on stage. Magnificent. Back in 2019, still in the larval stage, the MLBB sports scene began its growth with the first M World Championship. I take into consideration that Muntun still recruited new casters and staff around 2019, figuring out how to grasp the esports scene properly. Sometimes there were pre-match and post-match interviews, sometimes not. I'm not sure if the uploader channel cut interviews out or what. I will assume Muntun production just forgot or nobody wanted to do an interview. 2 years passed, and Mobile Legends made a massive leap from 2019 in all directions. 10 teams used to play up until MSC 2021. In Season 4, only 9 game series were played out. I'm glad this changed and teams now face each other twice like in football. Personally, I think MPL PH Season 11 could have 10 teams again. It'd be fun. Plus, I heard MDL PH is coming. You know, more teams in MPL means more opportunities for talented players to make a name for themselves. Be ambitious. I hope MPL PH keeps up the high standards. Playoffs. I wish that MPL PH Grand Finals will be held in a big venue one day. I'm talking about 5 to 12,000 capacity. There is a big enough fan base. Let's do it. Otherwise, it's perfect. I wasn't able to find any negative. With 10 seasons behind your back, Muntun managed to polish pretty much everything that needed improvement here. Season 4 was impressive. While the super professional look wasn't quite optimal yet, the heart and the dedication were already there. PH is an outstandingly passionate MLBB community, and you could see it even in the early MPL seasons. I haven't had much to criticize in this review so far. Don't worry. I feel the next topic is going to be quite filling. PRIZEPOOL, the best league in the world with a not-so-best prize pool. A complete and utter joke. At M3 Philippines proved Bren Esports M2's triumph wasn't a flick. No, we got PH versus PH Grand Final. Contrary to this achievement, Muntun still refused to raise the overall prize pool. 150,000 USD is not enough for the best region in the world. The best region reward equals 50% of the most popular region reward. MPL PH got franchised from Season 8 onwards. I expected a $250,000 prize pool. A winner of M3 and MSC 2021, which was a PH versus PH Grand Final. There's no excuse. Nope, only $30,000 was added to the pool. I think MPL ID should keep the #1 reward. We have to respect the enormous fan base over there. However, Muntun has to respect exceptional skill too. Close the gap fast. Recently, more and more Filipino players considers moving to other regions, effectively becoming a PH import. There are many reasons to choose this path, and money is one of them. Let me tell you, this is good. Yes, in my opinion, a certain amount of diversity is good for the MLBB world. With so many players and coaches coming from PH, other regions are bound to come closer to the current highest level PH meta. If Indonesia wins, I'd like to see some Indonesian imports as well coming to other countries. This is beneficial for everyone. Keep it up. Back to the prize pool. I want MPL PH to have a $300,000 United States dollars prize pool. It is only fair considering all the Filipinos' achievements in the last 2 years. MPL prize pools should have standards, and franchised, I repeat, franchised MPL pools should be considerably bigger. Fun fact, MPL Indonesia's prize pool went from 120,000 United States dollars to $300,000 when the league adopted the franchise system. That was before the M1, even before the big numbers came in. Millions of peak viewers on RRQ games weren't a thing back then, at least on YouTube. I don't think Nemo TV or other sites are ever counted. On the other hand, MPL PH went from 120 to 152 years later. What a joke. 300,000 USD, that's not even a debate. Make it happen, Muntun. You might think this is the exact same sum as MPL ID. Well, let's say I'm working on an MPL ID review, maybe in a month or soon. Final rating. Casters, analysts and hosts value. Season 4 earns 1.5 out of 2. As I mentioned before, it would be unfair to treat MPL PH Season 4 as if it happened last year. Back in 2019, Muntun only began the esports route. I will deduce a half of a point as a combination of inconsistencies in production and, more importantly, Muntun didn't live stream MPL matches, or maybe didn't keep the live stream records on YouTube. M1 did a video on demand. Later M2 and M3 alongside other MPLs kept the stream recordings on YT. Luckily for the older MPL PH's game series, you have to search YouTube. As for newer seasons, you can watch any MPL whenever you want to, and that's good. Season 10 is a perfect 2 out of 2. The progress over the years is heartwarming. Regular season value. Season 4 is 1.5 out of 2. Only 9 game series in regulars was not enough. The inconsistencies in interviews also dropped the rating a bit. Otherwise, good. You have players on stage and interviews sometimes. I haven't noticed any fans on in the venue. I might have gotten unlucky with camera shots. Playoffs had fans at the venue, so allow me to assume they were at the regular season too. Season 10 is a perfect 2. As I said before, get your analyst out of the basement and there won't anything to nitpick. Playoffs value, both are 3 out of 3. Season 4 was astonishing, considering the young age of MLBB esports. You'd expect to see many flaws and inexperience. However, that wasn't the case. Darn good grand finals, with a great audience and arguably the greatest game series PH has ever seen. Sunsparks vs Oheb PH in Season 4 is a simply legendary climactic battle, a truly marvelous moment in the MPL PH and Mobile Legends history. If there were any bumps in Season 4, Season 10 got rid of them and polished the details. The stage looks awesome. You can hear fans cheering for their favorites. As I said before, get a bigger stage for the grand finals. Hundreds of thousands of people tune in to witness the upcoming MPL PH champion. I'd say this special occasion needs a proper audience, don't you think? Regardless, it's everything I want to see from a league carrying the MPL title. Fantastic work. PRIZEPOOL Season 4 earns a 2.5 out of 3. Remember, MPL PH Season 4 happened before M1 when there weren't any monstrous numbers yet. M2 brought in the millions. A very good prize pool for a young esports game. Now, Season 10. When you franchise a league, you should raise the standards bar even higher. Muntun did not raise the PH prize pool. $150,000 is an undignified reward to the best league in Land of Dawn. We saw a drastic prize pool increase in Indonesia when MPL Indo got franchised. $180,000 were added. This is what a franchise league prize pool should look like. Organizations pay you money to get the MPL spot and you're telling me you can't increase Filipinos' prize pool? Don't be silly. We all know you have more than enough money to afford it, Muntun. You're just embarrassing yourself. 300,000 USD, that's all I'm asking. PH deserve it. Time and time again they proved that PH is laying Malaccas. M2, MSC 2021, M3, Southeast Asian Games, and MSC 2022. For 2 years, Pinoys stood at the top, and for 2 years Munton ignored them. Not anymore. Popularity should not be put on the pedestal at the expense of skill. Skill teams must be rewarded appropriately. $300,000 Munton. There are no more excuses. Do it. Season 10 earns a disastrous 0.5 out of 3, an absolute disgrace to the champions. We're at the end. MPL PH Season 4 earns a whopping 8.5 out of 10. A great pro league experience, only brought down by missing the YouTube livestream recordings. I wish I could go to the official MLBB channel and just watch MPL PH Season 4 all over again. Unfortunately, I have to search YouTube. Season 10 earns a 7.5 out of 10. Production quality got better, visual appearance got cleaner, and YouTube's live streams with HD resolution. Unfortunately, Munton keeps ignoring the MPL PH prize pool. This has to change. 150,000 is not acceptable. Alright, that's it for the review. What is your opinion about MPL PH? Have you watched the competition before? Do you think the Philippines will win M4? Who do you support in MPL PH? Write in the comment section. Have a good day.